Good morning, students. Let us see Unit 3, Cross 3. Forgetting by Robert Lind. Robert Wilson Lind was born on 20th April 1879 at Belfast, United Kingdom. He was educated at Royal Belfast Academical Institution and later at Queen's University, Belfast. He worked as an editor, poet, and also as an essayist. Some of his famous works: The Pleasure of Ignorance, Selected Essays, Rain, Rain, Go to Spain, and an anthology of essays. He got silver medal, which was given by Royal Society of Literature, and gold medal by Sunday Times. He died on 6th October 1949. What is forgetfulness? How it occurs? Forgetfulness is mainly a result of preoccupation. As we are busy with some important tasks or activities, we forget certain things. Our focus is on completing the day's work and getting a good name from the teachers or from parents. In the course of doing the most important task assigned for that particular day, we forget to take back the essential things such as lunch box, instrument box, notebooks or books. We may forget such certain things on account of carelessness. Here in this lesson, forgetting, Robert Lind's style of writing is seen. His style of writing is always elegant and charming. His essays are always simple, playful, humorous, etc. He is a very humorous and delightful Irish essayist. In this essay, Forgetting, Robert Lind writes about the root causes of forgetting and explains what items are usually forgotten by people. Now, we can see the lesson. A list of articles lost by railway travellers and now on sale at a great London station has been published. And many people who read it have been astonished. Astonished means surprised at the absent-mindedness of their fellows. If statistical means clear records were available on the subject. However, I doubt whether it would be found that absent-mindedness is common. Now, a list of articles lost by railway travellers was published. When people read the list, they wondered about the absent-mindedness of their fellow beings. It is the efficiency rather than the inefficiency of human memory that compels my wonder. Modern man remembers even telephone numbers. He remembers the addresses of his friends. He remembers the dates of good vintages. So people have the talent or than the inefficiency of human memory. They have the talent to remember things. Modern men used to remember telephone numbers, addresses, etc. Even they could remember the dates of good vintages. Vintages means wine of high quality produced in the particular year or particular date. He remembers appointments for lunch and dinner. His memory is crowded with the names of actors and actresses. and cricketers and footballers and murderers. He can tell you what the weather was like in a long past August and the name of the provincial. Provincial means a small hotel at which we had a wild meal during the summer. Wild means very bad meal. So, modern men can remember the names of actors, actresses, cricketers, footballers and also the murderers. Moreover, he could remember the name of the hotel where he had an unpleasant meal and all the items of a dress. In his ordinary life, again, he remembers almost everything that he is expected to remember. How many men in all London forget a single item of their clothing when dressing in the morning? Not one in 100, perhaps not one in 10,000. How many of them forget to shut the front door when leaving the house? Scarcely more. And so it goes through the day, almost everybody remember. And so it goes, remembering to do the right things at the right moment, till it is the time to go to bed, and then the ordinary man seldom forgets to turn off the lights before going upstairs. Man does not forget a single item of his clothing when dressing. Everyone will close the front door when leaving the house. Ordinary men seldom forget to turn off the lights before going to bed. There are, it must be admitted, some matters in regard to which the memory works with less than its usual perfection. It is only a very methodical man. Methodical means following a fixed method. I imagine who can always remember to take the medicine his doctors prescribe for him. This is the most surprising because medicine should be one of the easiest things to remember. As a rule, it is supposed to be taken before, during or after meals, and the meal itself should be a reminder of it. Human memory works less than its usual capacity when it comes to the case of taking medicine. It is easy to remember taking medicine. When it is connected with the food, we would take medicine while or after or before food. But we forget it many times. The fact remains, however, the few but the moral giants remain to take their medicine regularly. Certain psychologists tell us that we forget things because we wish to forget that. And it may be that it is because of the antipathy. Antipathy means strong dislike. Everybody, he has strong dislike to take a medicine, to pills and potions, that many people fail to remember that at the appointed hour. So only we fail to take medicine. We dislike medicine, so we fail to take medicine at the appointed time. Psychologists say that people forget things because they want to forget them. This does not explain, however, how it is that a lifelong devotee means follower of medicines like myself is as forgetful of them as those who take them most unwillingly. Some people, they will take unwillingly, they would take it regularly. The very prospect of a new and widely advertised cure-all delights me. So, most of the people forget to take medicine because of this they will buy. So the unwillingly they take medicine. Yet even if I have the stuff in my pockets, I forget about it as soon as the hour approaches at which I ought to swallow it. chemists make their fortunes. Chemists means those who sell medicine. Out of the medicines people forgot to take. So now most of the people forgot to take medicine. Because of their will, they will buy medicine again and again. Moreover, their disease will not get cured without the medicine. That is the regular taker of the medicine. So they have to buy another set of medicine. So when we take the medicine in our pocket, we forgot to take it in the time. So what we will do, we will throw that medicine and we will buy a new one. We won't take that old medicine itself. So we have to buy another set of medicine. In this way, chemists, that is the people who sell medicine, make their fortunes. So next thing. The commonest form of forgetfulness, I suppose, occurs in the matter of posting letters. So common is it that I am always reluctant. Reluctant means unwilling to trust a departing visitor to post an important letter. So the common thing of the human memory is posting the letter. So we always forget to post the letter. So we must not trust the visitor, one who is departing from our home, to post the letter. He will be in his hurry. So it is a wrong thing to trust a visitor to post a letter. So little do I rely on his memory that I put him on his oath before handing the letter to him. So what Robert Lynn do? He would get promise from the visitor to post the letter. At least that promise would remind him to post the letter. As for myself, anyone who asks me to post a letter is a poor judge of character. So if anyone asks me to post a letter, it is a poor judgment of character for them. Because I won't post a letter without forgetting. Even if I carry the letter in my hand and I am always past the first pillar box before I remember that I ought to have posted it. So even if I see the first pillar, I would forget that I have to post the letter. Weary of holding that letter in my hand, I then put it for safety into one of my pockets and forget all about it. After that, it is an adventurous life till a long chain of circumstances leads to a number of embarrassing questions being asked, and I am compelled to produce the evidence of my guilt from my pocket. This, it might be thought, must be due to a lack of interest in other people's letters. But that cannot be the explanation, for I forgot to post some even of the few letters that I myself remembered to write. So, what I will do, tired of carrying the letter, I would keep the letter in my pocket and it is totally forgotten. And it stays in my pocket, that is author's pocket, for a long time till someone asks about the letter. So, nobody should trust author to post the letter. As for leaving articles in trains and in taxis, I know great delinquent. What is meant by delinquent? A young person who is regularly involved in wrongdoing. In such matters, I can remember almost anything except books and walking sticks, and I can often remember even books. Walking sticks I find it quite impossible to keep. So, this author always used to forget books, walking sticks, etc. Mainly, he used to forget the walking stick. The walking stick, he likes to have new walking sticks always. So what he do, whenever he takes a walking stick, he would leave it in the train and get down. I have an old-fashioned taste for them and I buy them frequently. But no sooner do I pay a visit to a friend's house or go on a journey in a train, then another stick is on its way into the world of the law. So he used to buy new sticks. I dare not carry an umbrella for fear of losing it. So it also says that he fears to carry the umbrella. To go through life without ever having lost an umbrella, as even the grimmest jawed umbrella carrier ever achieved this. So we cannot see anybody in this world without losing an umbrella. Few of us, however, have lost much property on our travels through forgetfulness. So many of us would have forgot many things in our traveling time. The ordinary man arrives at his destination with all his bags and trunks safe, but the ordinary people, they used to reach their destination without missing any things. The list of articles lost in trains during the year suggests that it is the young rather than the adult who forget things, and that the sportsmen have worse memories than the ordinary serious-minded fellows. That is, only the young people, they have missed many things when compared to the adult people. And also here it says that sports people have poor memory power. A considerable number of footballs and cricket bats, for instance, were forgotten. So in trains or in any other travel, while we are traveling, we can see many bats, balls left out by the players. This is because they have poor memory power. A considerable number of footballs and cricket bats, for instance, were forgotten. This is easy to understand. For boys returning from the games, or their imaginations still filled with the vision of the playing field, and they excel among the stores, their hearts and their boots, as they recall their exploits. They just what they used to do. They used to recall what had happened in that playground. Their exploits, their heroic deeds, what they have done in that playground. They very easily, they will not come out of their imaginative world. They are abstracted from the world outside them. They are lacking concentration from the outside world. Memories prevent them from remembering to do such small prosaic things. Prosaic means dull, as take the ball or the bat with them when they leave the train. For the rest of the day, the citizens of dreamland, when they come out of the ground, they enter into a dreamland and they dream about what they have done and what they can do in the next field. The same may be said, no doubt of anglers who forgot their fishing rods. The anglers, they always forgot the fishing rods in their place. Anglers are generally, anglers means the people those are having the habit of fishing. Or generally said, I do not know with what justification to be the most imaginative of men. And the man who is inventing magnificent lights on the journey home after a day's fishing is bound to be a little absent-minded in his behavior. So when they return from fishing, they used to say many lies because they were still in their imaginative world. The fishing rod of reality is forgotten by them. But what we have forgotten? The main thing, the fishing rod you would have left out in that place. Over the fears of fishing rod of Utopia. Utopia means dreamland because he was in his dreamland. So he would have forgotten about the fishing rod. His loss of memory is really a tribute to the intensity of his enjoyment in thinking about this day's sport. So it is really a tribute to him. That is, he forgot all the worries about him and he was still in his imaginative world. He may forget his fishing rod as the poet may forget to post a letter because his mind is filled with matter glorious. The anglers and poets fill their mind with glorious matters than the ordinary things. So the author says, such absent-mindedness is considered as a virtue. They often make the best of their lives, so they do not remember the ordinary things. Absent-mindedness of this kind seems to me all but a virtue. The absent-minded man is often a man who is making the best of life and that has no time to remember the mediocre. Mediocre means ordinary things. So he forgot about the ordinary things. He always thinks about his work. Who would have trusted Socrates or Coleridge to post the letter? Can we trust these philosophers to post the letter? No, because they are such good souls. They always think about their work. The question whether the possession of a good memory is altogether desirable has often been discussed. And men with valuable memories have sometimes tried to make out a case for their superiority. A man, they say, who is a perfect remembering machine is seldom a man of the first intelligence. So people say if he is very perfect, he is an intelligent person. But they quote various cases of children or men. But those people, they don't know to talk at the right time. They don't know to speak at the right time. So intelligent people, even though they are perfect, they cannot speak at the right time. On the other hand, statesmen seem to have extraordinarily bad memories. Now he talks about two statesmen attempt to recall the same event. What happened? For example, at some cabinet meeting, and each of them will tell you that other story is so inaccurate that either he has a memory like a sea or is an audacious purveyor of the truth. What is meant by sea? Sea means filter. Audacious means bold and daring. So here he says, author says the statesmen have extraordinarily bad memories. The politicians have extraordinarily bad memories. Two statesmen cannot report what happened in a place in the same way. Each report is different from the other. Each report is different from others. Often the facts in the autobiographies and speeches of them are not accepted easily. It shows that they have very poor memory. On the other hand, the frequency with which the facts in the autobiographies and speeches of statesmen are challenged suggests that the world has not yet begun to produce ideal statesmen. So, still now no ideal statesman is in this world. Like great poets have the genius of memory. So here also the author says only the poet have the genius of memory. The poet have the genius of memory and also of intellect combined. At the same time, ordinary good memory is so common that we regard a man who does not possess as eccentric. Eccentric means tending to act strangely. I have heard of a father. Now he gives an example. I have heard of a father who, having offered to take the baby out in a perambulator, was tempted by the sunny morning to pause on his journey and slip into a public house for a glass of beer. So, father is taking a baby in a perambulator. Now, on seeing a public house, so he is taking a baby in a perambulator. He is seeing a public house. So he wishes to take a glass of beer. So he drops out the baby at the door of the public house and he goes inside. He was enjoying that. Leaving the perambulator outside, he disappeared through the door of the saloon bar. A little later, his wife had to do some shopping which took her past the public house. Now his wife is coming through that way. She was seeing that the baby was in front of the door without any care. So she was shocked. She discovered her sleeping baby, indignant at her husband's behavior. Indignant. What is meant by indignant? Being very angry. She got much angry on her husband's work and she decided to teach him a lesson. So what she had done, she had taken the baby to her house. She wheeled away the perambulator, picturing to herself his terror when he would come out and find the baby gone. She arrived home, anticipating. She was looking forward for her husband, that he would come, she must scold him, and he would cry that he had lost his baby. Quivering lips, angry lips, she was waiting. Shivering lips, she was waiting. That would soon appear with the news that the baby had been stolen. What was her vexation? However, when just before lunch, now her husband is coming inside the home, very coolly was asking, baby, what you are having for a lunch now? Well, my dear, what's for lunch today? Having forgotten all about the baby. He had forgotten all about the baby he had taken outside. And the fact that he had taken it out with him. How many men below the rank of a philosopher would be capable of such absent-mindedness as this? So how many people are in this world filled with such absent-mindedness? Most of us, I fear, are born with prosically efficient memories. Even though we have efficient, but we have dull efficient memories. We should have that losing of memory power. If it were not so, the institution of the family could not survive. If we do not have poor memory power, we could not survive in this modern city. Why? Because we should forget all about our worries. We should live in this world without worries, means we should have some poor memory power so that we can survive in this world with our family. Thank you, students.